Welcome everybody to the NR2003 Career Mode series. I am RFY Drummer, going by my real name obviously in this series since it is our career mode. I'll be going under William Boucher, and this is kind of the introduction to this series. I was going to do like a trailer, but I figured what better way to do it than to just start off with the actual career. So this series is going to be our progression. We're going to start 1996 in the Craftsman Truck Series and try to progress our way all the way up to the Cup Series. We could finish in 2018, 2019. I don't know what year we're going to go up to. Haven't really planned to when it's going to end. I just know when it's going to start, and it starts here today with the Florida Dodge Dealers 400 at Homestead. This race is going to be broadcasted a little bit differently than how it's going to be going forward. When I was going to go to initially start this series, I had a lot of ideas on how I wanted to do it, and that's why it's not recorded more on kind of like a live, more like a broadcast. And I decided I'm going to probably use this more as a introduction to the series, so I won't be talking the whole video. I'm just going to kind of introduce everybody to it, kind of let you know how it's going to work, what to expect, and in the second half of this race, after the first, it's not really the first, there's only one halftime caution per race, but after the halftime caution, it's going to be kind of aired how you're going to see the rest of the series pretty much get aired out. There's going to also be some in-between videos that will get posted, and I'll go into the details of what those are as we progress a little bit further into this video. Like I said, this is going to kind of be like an introduction, and it's going to be aired just a little differently than the rest of the series is going to be. So with that being said, let's get into it. So for the career mode, I've seen some people, do career videos for NR2003 for the past couple of years now, and for those of you who followed my NASCAR Heat 3 career mode, I had fun with it, but it got to the point where I wasn't having fun. It felt stale, and I felt like there was so much more that I could do with NR2003 versus NASCAR Heat 4. So that's why I didn't want to get the game. I've seen some of the gameplay. It looks fantastic, but I'd rather play a 15-year-old game than a brand new game, honestly, because this is just more simulation versus versus like an arcade style. So and there's just a lot more I can do with this, and doing a career mode in this series really just kind of opens up the imagination and allows you to really just do whatever you want with as many mods as there are, as many tracks, as many paint schemes and all that. You could start a series back in 1970. I mean, it's the amount of things you could do with this game, and with how old it is. I mean, graphic-wise, I love the graphics, I love the physics. It's just, this game is phenomenal, and unlike with iRacing, you don't have to pay for it for different mods. They're all free. So, I kind of just dropped off the face of the earth with the NASCAR Heat 3 career mode. I even had a Hunt Showdown series I was doing, but I just kind of stopped altogether. Life got in the way, I was busy, working a lot. And I really just kind of then brainstorming over the past year on how I wanted to do this series, and this is, as you'll see, is kind of the finished product of that thought process, and it's going to change along the way too. I mean, as I was doing this video, I thought of some other ideas that I wanted to do, and as it's being built, I'm learning more and more about different things with like Sony Vegas and how I can do video editing and overlays, and it's just, I'm having a blast with it, having a lot of fun, and it's something that I even talked about in NASCAR Heat 3, wanted to do a career mode with NR2003. Just didn't really, I had some ideas, but nothing as concrete as I do now, so enough rambling. So let's just dive right into what we have as like the core to this career mode is our, I guess you could say it's our My Career homepage type of thing. So in between races, I'll probably upload a video, and it's going to be our My Career homepage. It'll contain, you know, the points of where we're standing. I'll probably have, you know, 5 spots, 2 ahead of us, 2 behind us. Unless we're even in the top 5, then you'll see the top 5 points. It'll have our stats on there. It'll tell us, you know, it'll say where the next race is. And the thing that makes this series interesting and different than any other NR2003 series that I've seen out there for a career mode, we have a budget, we have expenses, we have, you know, goals of like purchasing a Busch Series team, and making decisions on basically, you know, can we financially even afford to race this weekend? You know, like if we go into a race with 0 money, how are we going to afford a set of tires? And if we can't afford a set of tires that weekend, at that halftime caution, we're not getting tires. And, you know, say we're at an example, say Homestead, you know, we're gonna suck, because by the time halftime hits in this race, my tires, they're smoked. Like, you know, I was being a little bit rough on them, like trying to, you know, keep up. We're running 40th right now in this race, so I mean, I wasn't just laying back trying to just ride out this race. I was trying to do something, and you know, finishing results and all that you'll see at the end of the video. And you know, so we need tires, so we got to kind of, you know, budget our expenses and work our way up through all the ranks. And we have, you know, I was trying to also figure out how we can do where we get rides with other teams like Penske, Yates, Roush, Hendricks, all that stuff. And I thought about having it where we could have a ride with one of those cars, but it almost eliminates the budget, and that's what I feel is kind of what's gonna keep this alive and keep this interesting for people to watch, like just kind of seeing the different scenarios that we get into with finances and how we're doing on the track. And I know, like, if we go to a race with like a damaged car, like say we can't repair a car or something, I typically run the difficulty for the trucks. Like, that's the other thing too, as we go up in series, the difficulty will increase. 96 for the truck series. It's only the second year it's out in real life. So, and there was, you know, a lot of rookies coming into the sport at the time, and they were running up front, they were running consistent. So I was like, you know, we're starting early enough in it that I feel like we could kind of grow with the growing curve and all the learning curves and all that stuff that happened in real life at that time. So the difficulty I felt like could be a little bit lower, but not like easy. So running on 95% plus with, you know, tracks that were made outside of the game but to be put in the game, AI sometimes can be a little bit goofy. So I felt like 95 was a fair spot to put it, and we can't do any car upgrades, so to speak, with this series because I don't want to go any lower than 95. Then I just feel like it'll be way too easy. And but the difficulty can go up. So say we go into a race where we don't have the money to repair our truck. If it's a minor damage, it'll be like a 96% difficulty. If we have major damage, but the car can still run, like we'll bump it up to like 97, 98. So it'd be, you'll see the effects of them being faster than us, but it's not going to be able to really slow me down. So I have to make them a little bit more difficult. So that's kind of how that's going to work. For the other 2 series, what we're going to do, well, actually, I believe we're about to step out on a break here in a minute. And then what we'll do is when we come back from the break, I'll go over the Busch Series and the Cup Series and how that's going to work with upgrades. All right, so we are back here at the Florida Dodge Dealers 400, and we left off before the break on lap 14. We are now on lap 23, and we were discussing how the Busch Series and the Cup Series were going to work with the AI difficulty in this series. While we were on the break, Rob Rizzo in the 27, he had a bit of an issue. We're going to cut to that here in just a second. Coming off turn 4, got a flat, and no caution. Was able to get it off the track, so we stayed green, no issues, and we just keep on trucking, literally. But yeah, so with the difficulty, like I said, it took me a little bit to kind of figure out how I was going to do this, but with the difficulty, 96 is going to be where we're going to run the Bush series at. It's a little bit harder than the truck series, which is going to be run at the 95. Now, upgrades can occur in the Bush series and in the Cup series, but it comes at a very hefty price. And I mean, some people might actually even think that's a bit outlandish, but I want a challenge. I don't want to be able to get to the Cup series by 99. Like, to me, that's just, I don't know. I don't find that enjoyable to just be able to plug through these series real fast. And as it is, we're running 50% race length for the truck series for our career. I was thinking I kind of would like to actually run 50% all the way through all 3 series, so they're going to be lengthy races. So that's why I have the breaks in these videos, because without the breaks, Cup series is going to be a couple hours. An hour-long video as it is enough for editing, especially when you're doing overlays, and it just takes time. Like this video, I've been learning how to do overlays, like the picture-in-picture and stuff. I mean, I probably have. It sounds bad, I guess, to everybody who knows how to use these programs and stuff, but I'm still learning. Like, I have probably close to 20 hours editing on this video, so it's ridiculous amount of time I've spent, but I'm trying to make sure I do this right. And so before I get off track here, and this is another reason why broadcasting is just, it's hard for me to stay focused on certain things sometimes. Like, my mind kind of bounces topic to topic to topic here, and it's been like 5 minutes, and I was going to talk about upgrades and strength of difficulty and all that stuff, and I'm talking about my mind bouncing from topic to topic, so just bear with me. But so the Bush series, again, be at 96% with 1 upgrade available, which would bring us to a 95%, but the difficulty can go up by 3 depending on the degree of damage to the vehicle if we can't afford the repair. I don't want to go up in difficulty ever, so odds are I'm going to be pretty strict on my budget, because I don't want to, I'm not going to put myself in a position where I can't afford tires. I'm not going to afford to put myself in a position where I can't afford to repair the truck or Bush car or Cup car, depending on the level. The Cup series will start at 97 with 2 upgrades available. First one being expensive, the second one being crazy expensive, but I'm not trying to go out there and win 9 championships and 400 races in my career. I want to have a challenge. So if I want those upgrades to make it easier, I got to pay for it. So we're going to have our growing pains through this series. I wanted to make sure we had that. And so yeah, that's something, again, and at 97, we could go up to 100% on the AI strength. And for any of you who do play this game, I mean, I'm not a racing professional. I'm a fan of the sim racing, and I have fun with it. Those who are casual sim racers, you could probably feel my pain when I say racing at 100% difficulty on certain tracks, especially ones that aren't, made in-game. And I can't even recall if I ever even used the car set that comes with the game. I've always used car sets that were done by painters from different various sites. So I mean, I don't even know how the ratings would be with those cars, but I know with car sets that I've downloaded and mods and stuff, at 100%, it's a struggle just to run 40 seconds sometimes. And so yeah, I don't want to be in that position where I'm running against 100. So it's just all about the budget. So that's where I think this series is going to get a lot of its motivation, and it's going to be the heart of the series here, where everything's going to be based off of that. homepage that we're gonna have. And in that video, I might also, just because I know these are longer videos, we might do like highlights of the previous week. So you can kind of, if you don't have time to watch an hour-long video, you could watch, you know, a 10, 15-minute. This is our homepage. This is what happened last race. This is where we're going. This is where we're at. See you at the next track. So that's something also I wanted to do, and I think that's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to have our track stats, career stats, all that fun jazz. I think it's going to be really cool. I haven't seen an NR2003 career mode done like this. The best one I saw was can't remember the name. I think it was My Race in History. He had a career mode where he started in the Busch Series, I believe in '97, and I really liked it. And I think it went on. I think it was like 147 races total he had on there. It was really good. I enjoyed it a lot, actually. If you haven't heard of him, just type in on YouTube NASCAR Racing 2003 career mode. It's like one of the top ones that pops up. It's a whole playlist. Excellent series. I've watched it a couple times, to be honest, and it really helped motivate me to, like, I want to make one, but I wanted to make one different because I didn't want to copy. I try to, you know, I respect the work they did. Mine's a little differently, but hey, you know, it could, you know, I'm not trying to take anything away from anybody else's work. That's basically what I'm trying to say. So, so we've covered the ratings, covered the budget, the homepage, and yeah, I don't think there's a whole lot more to really cover. The homepage, if there's anything that's confusing about that, it'll make more sense when we get to that in the next video. And then after that would be like Phoenix, then homepage, then Portland, then homepage, then Evergreen, then like, you kind of see the pattern I'm going at. So, with that being said, we'll probably just let this play out. There won't, like I said, there probably won't be a lot of vocal. It's just would end up being me rambling, bouncing from topic to topic, and I don't really think that makes for the best voiceover for any type of video, and it's just completely random and non-relevant to what's actually being played. So I don't think there's anything else at this time that really can really tear into. So with that being said, I'm going to be signing out here. I will be back with you guys when we go to the My Career homepage after the Homestead race. Oh, I did remember one other thing I did want to mention. For those who are sticklers with history and facts, you probably already noticed that this isn't the same Homestead they raced in 1996. 1996 they raced a Homestead that was kind of like a mini Indianapolis. Had short chutes on either sides in 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. I had issues with the track files. I could have just been, I downloaded a bad version, but I had issues with it loading. I had issues with the AI, and I just was like, all right, it'd just be easier to run this version than to continue to struggle with the other. And it was only for one race because the track got reconfigured after 96 anyway. So that's why we're running this one. And for those who also know the drivers of the 96 season, yes, there are drivers that are going to run full-time in this season who only ran here and there. Case in point, the leader of the race is Harry Gant. He didn't run every race, but he's going to run every race in our career. In this 1996 truck series, like Johnny Benson, Kenny Irwin Jr., Ernie Irvin, Ted Musgrave. So I just figured I'd throw that out there as well as a little disclaimer, so that way I don't get berated in the comments saying that, you know, this isn't accurate. But yeah, I think that should be everything now. So let the race play out here. If anything else comes to mind, I will definitely make a point to say something. If not, enjoy the sights and sounds of our 19. Wow, we just blew by that guy. I was just watching the onboard. We were flying past, and he's just coming back on me on the outside in 3 and 4 there. But anyway, yeah, that's how quick I get distracted. But anyway, So just gonna leave you guys with the sights and sound of Homestead 1996 in the Craftsman Truck Series on the NR2003 Career Mode Series. I will see you all at our next video in the My Career homepage leading up to Phoenix.